I'll now entertain a motion to open the meeting.
Second.
So we'll open the meeting. So we'll begin the meeting, as always, with public forum. Public forum is a chance for members of the student body or the faculty to address the Senate. Did you say you want to say something?
Sorry.
So this is a chance for members of the student body to address the Senate about issues they have on campus, or with administrative people or faculty, or with things on the agenda. There won't be a Q&A, it'll just be discussion, opportunity to speak. So is there anybody who has anything to say? Anybody for open public forum? If not, we'll continue with speaker reports. I don't have a report. No reports today. We'll move to cabinet reports. First, President, is there a report in her absence?
Yes, she would like to remind everyone to fill out the survey about the budget meeting. I believe that's about what food we want. Reminder that it is at 1 o'clock in the Batio Center at 122 on November the 24th. Also keep in mind that we'll be having a meeting the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Our class is that week, so we will be having a meeting that Sunday.
We'll now move to Vice President report. Is there any report?
No report.
We'll move to Chairperson of the Committee on Student Interest report.
Yes, any subcommittee heads or reps that are here right now, during the meeting, please just write down your name, what subcommittee you are, and what times you're available to meet this week, because we're going to be going over the budgets that came in. So we need to know what times you guys can meet. So just come up at the end of the meeting and give them to me. Thank you.
We'll now move to Treasurer report.
All right, guys. Since Mark and Kel kind of stole most of our report, we have 3 budgets on the docket today. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm getting tons of requests, so start getting ready for the most fun meeting of the semester.
We'll now move to Secretary report.
All right. So the election committee that's met in the past, I don't think it works for everyone. Can I have a senior volunteer for election committee? Just one person who's going to meet on tomorrow night.
I mean, I can do it. I don't think.
All right, Barry, you're on.
Do you want to do it? Midnight.
I can do it. All right, we can do it. Awesome sauce. Can I get a junior and a sophomore and freshman? Just gonna do real quick. Freshman, sophomore, junior. Boom. Thank you.
Do you have anything else?
No, sorry.
Okay. We'll now move to committee reports, student, faculty, or academic affairs. So, academic affairs report. Awesome event this Wednesday. Ashley, you want to say anything about it?
Yeah, so Wednesday at 9, Richard 118, faculty feuds are spin on Family Feud. Kel has a team, so if you want to go watch him participate and answer questions that you guys all filled out in that survey. There'll be food.
So that's Wednesday, 9 p.m.
9 in Richard 118.
Bouchard 118. Bring everybody. Other than that, we've just initiated new voting members to the SFA. But as always, it functions as the Academic Affairs Committee, so it means we're open to the public. Anybody can come and participate in discussion or planning of events. A lot of you are in this room. You should be getting your confirmation emails Monday. Otherwise, I think you already got the org sync request. So other than that, meetings Thursday, 5 p.m., Batio Center 220. We'll move on to professional societies accountability.
I'm going to have a meeting this Thursday at 9 p.m. in America's Cup. I'll send out an email to remind everyone. I did 4. Just be aware of what the accountability form is, because we sent the email out to all the RSOs. So as senators, it's your responsibility to know what the accountability form is, and figure if you have any questions, ask me. Know how to direct them to the website. I also gave them the QR codes and the direct link, so they should be able to access that really easily. But if you have any questions about what it is, or who fills it out, or how the RSO should handle it, just talk to me after the meeting.
We'll continue with campus life. Is there any report in her absence from the committee?
Yeah, I think everything's good for now. We're still working on the bowling alley, figuring out what we're gonna end up fixing this semester. And then for one of the water fountains needs a new filter, so we're putting it in work order.
questions about the report?
No, in addition to that, we're getting wraparound carports for Fabio, Atrium, and they're being ordered.
Where are they gonna go?
They're gonna go around all the circles,
So that's
the
wraparound.
pillars, and so they don't really taller than
Taller than you.
Probably.
All right, we'll continue now with Constitution and bylaws.
Yeah.
Report.
There's 2 constitutions that'll be up today. Hooray.
Are they on the agenda?
I thought they were supposed to be. I sent an email to the cabinet.
They are.
Okay.
Okay, just making sure.
They weren't up in the docket, so that's
I did.
so they are on
Yeah,
there.
only number 2.
Anyways, we didn't have a meeting tonight, but we'll have one next week. And hopefully we'll be able to talk to EC about their bylaws. Since we started conversations at the beginning of the semester, so we'll be continuing those.
Do you want to email me those, before?
Yeah.
'Cause I don't have them. They're not. They weren't attached.
Yep.
We'll now move to public relations.
No report.
No report. We'll move to. They're on the docket? Oh, I didn't see them when I downloaded it. That's fine. Okay, we'll move to speaker and report in their absence. No update. We'll move to tailgate. Any report in their absence? Who knows who has a tailgate this weekend? There is one, isn't there?
I think technique might have one.
We just did, yeah, they just did one this weekend.
I can pull it up if you care.
Okay, well, just, it's nice to, have it said in the minutes. All right, we'll now move to reports. Committee on Student Interest Subcommittee reports with Ethics Student Council. Professional Societies Council. A report in their absence. Nope. Media Board.
I just had a meeting with my clubs on Friday. Oh, and should I give them a heads up or not yet about the shoot?
What was that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
All right.
give it a little spiel.
There's my what I thought was going to be a half an hour meeting with them ended up being 2 hours with my media board committee. There's a little situation going on with the Stute right now. They get their newspapers printed with Star Ledger, and they're supposed to have their newspapers submitted by 12:15 at night, in the morning, whatever, in order to get everything printed out. But usually they don't get it submitted until 2 o'clock. And they've never gotten charged for it. Now this semester they just started getting charged for it. $25 per page per 15 minutes after the deadline. So now they're going to be submitting their budget, and it's going to be more than what they normally submit it for, because they want to pay for that, because now it's putting them in some kind of debt. But at the same time, they still say that they can't get it to 12:15 right now. They will not be able to get it in because everyone's so busy. There's not a lot of people to do it or whatever. But they're still submitting a higher budget in order for us to still pay those late fees for next semester as well. They said they've been trying to get someone else to print out everything besides Star Ledger, but no one has met their standards yet. They can do an online version, but that would mean they'd have no printouts at all. Also, they have to print out 3,000 copies from Star Ledger, and as of what they know for now, only 500 to 800 get used at the school. Everything else they put around Hoboken. So just for a heads up, when you see that budget, you know the background to it. I'm sure one of them will be there to represent themselves and tell you about it at the budget meeting. But that's why things are higher, and we can talk about that, I guess, once the budget comes, whatever we want to cut. That's it.
All right. So I hope you wrote down the important stuff for the minutes. Kinda. All right. So Special Interest Committee.
No report, but we're going to be having a meeting. Well, actually, the report is we're having a meeting once the budgets are returned. I'm sending out a survey tomorrow. Best time period.
All right. Club Sports Council.
No report.
Arts and Music.
Having a meeting simply with Sean after the budget's closed. 2 weeks.
And Recreation.
I had a meeting last Wednesday, and we basically just went over budgets and everything. And then CAM is going to submit a budget request for a joint recreation event between all the recreation subcommittees, which we're going to try and do through this spring. That's it.
All right. We'll now move to old business.
Motion to approve minutes from November 3rd.
Second.
2022.
Let's open it up. Here are the minutes, discussion on the minutes.
The date still says October 3rd.
Interesting.
Interesting.
So it doesn't ready like that.
So, if it's all right with you,
We can just change it.
we'll just change really basic grammatical stuff like that without motion. And no disagreements in that decision? Okay, we'll continue
So
moving down the
this is
minutes.
not October 10th.
Motion to move me to absent because I was not here. Terrible of you.
That, I think we should probably vote on. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor of moving the previous question, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All those in favor of moving Brian from senators from present to absent, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. So we continue discussion.
Move to previous question.
Second.
All those in favor of moving the previous question, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All those in favor of approving the minutes from the November 3rd Senate meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. So we'll continue now to new business. Any motion anyone would like to make first? Matt?
Motion to impeach parliamentarian. Second.
All right. So discussion on this motion.
What did the oversight committee like?
So, following, if, do you guys want someone from the oversight committee to speak, or myself as the chair of the oversight committee?
Go ahead.
You're the chair of the oversight committee, so.
I mean, I could, all right, so the way, here's how it went down. So we met twice. We met after last SGA meeting, and then we met before this SGA meeting. There were no members of the cabinet present, just the oversight committee. And discussion kind of went in this manner. We made that bylaw change prior to the freshman senators joining, which outlined and defined ways that the parliamentarian could be impeached. Those, in the most basic way possible, said that you can impeach a parliamentarian the same way you impeach a cabinet member if they're incapable of fulfilling the duties of their position, or you can impeach them for the same reason you can impeach a senator, which are if they're unable to complete their duties, or if they have 3 full absences total. And a full absence is kind of like a scoring matrix where a late constitutes half a full absence. So you could have up to 6 lates, or a combination of lates and absences. So those are the criteria for being impeached. The majority basis for impeaching Carrick is outside of, I guess, the lates, because the change is so recent. He has only 1 absence and 1 late since the new bylaw. But it's mostly because of his inability to complete, the duties required in the position. Citing every time we ask a question to the parliamentarian, we have to redirect it to the Constitution and Bylaws Committee. So that's kind of the basis of the motion. We can now move to discussion on it. Just so you guys kind of understand how the Oversight Committee works, this motion was suggested by members of the Senate. The Oversight Committee looked at it and said, this motion makes sense, we're okay with it, and then passed it on through to the agenda. So that's kind of how it went. We, though, as an Oversight Committee, can't impeach anybody. That's up to you guys. So if you don't like the motion, if you think we should have handled it differently, if you think it should have been anything changed, now this is time to discuss it. So if the senator would like to speak, I'll give time to Mark.
So you guys know you're voting on impeachment, and if you approve it, next week we'll have an impeachment trial, which would be when you convict someone. This is just whether or not we'll have an impeachment trial next week. Not enough the vice president is the chair. Just saying.
So continue discussion then on that. We should, this is kind of a big deal thing, so we should actually discuss a little bit. We'll go Danielle first.
I agree with, I guess, the thing, I guess the motion to impeach him. I do not feel that he is fulfilling his duties as a parliamentarian. He takes it as a joke when it's kind of a serious thing. And that, if you are the parliamentarian, you need to be familiar with how the SGA operates, how Robert's rules work, how our Constitution and bylaws are set up, and what the rules are. And I just do not think that he is fulfilling his position to best of the abilities.
So continue discussion. Devon, your hand was first.
Yeah, I think even like going off of that, even in the most basic form, and ask a constitutional question, he just
says, well, it sounds constitutional to me, without really knowing what the deal is or even looking into it at all. So I think it's a pretty clear-cut case. Move the previous question.
Second.
All right, all those in favor of moving the previous question, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All those in favor? We already moved, so. Okay.
Just breaking news. Never mind.
All right. All those in favor?
Here.
Well, we kind of have to do this.
Let's do it.
All right. All those in favor of impeaching Parliamentarian Kerry Porter, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? So the motion passes, and as Mark outlined, there will be an impeachment trial and procedure next meeting following the regular meeting, I would imagine, right?
It's in the, what motion say?
I think it's following. Yeah.
Oh, it's part of it.
Part of, so new
This
business?
one was last semester.
Yeah, last
We
semester.
tried to impeach the senators.
So new business? Oh, fine, okay. All right, so we'll continue this. Still new business.
I move to approve the Armenian Club Constitution.
Second.
I think a bunch of people are in here with me already. One of them is a 9-cat. All right. So this is the Armenian Club. Welcome to Google Docs. Kind of cool. Discussion. I would first like to ask the Constitutional Violations Committee to speak on the motion.
Pretty straightforward, just went through and edited some, just things that they needed to add in general, just so it matched up with how other RSO constitutions are. A couple of things that, for both the constitutions that they had, a couple of things were against the Constitution, we had to remove them. And other things were just student life policies that, don't need to be included in the Constitution, so we removed those as well. But other than that, they're both pretty straightforward.
Questions, discussion. This is the new RSO, correct?
Yeah, both of the two are.
Okay, so there aren't any revisions to discuss. It's 100% new. Anthony?
I guess my question is for Danielle, or the committee. Seeing how they kind of both came in at the same time, how come, I guess we'll look at the Armenian clubs, simple majority to vote someone into the E-board, but a 75%, so three-quarters vote to impeach someone? Why is it like that? I feel like it should
That
be.
was the requirements that they had, that's what they had suggested, I believe.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any contact information to contact them to ask them as well. So usually just, where is it?
So continue discussion while she looks that up. Any other questions outside of that one?
We can change it. I mean, it's, I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I think
there's any
they should match.
representatives here from the Armenian clubs.
He wants him to match. Thinks that would be better.
It can be whatever.
So that would have to be a motion. Yeah. But we'll go to Tyler first.
I mean, the way I see it is that why would we want to change it? I mean, it's sort of up to their discretion how they run their club.
Continue discussion.
Sorry, can you just clarify the question, Anthony?
I was just asking why, for election of officers, it only requires a simple majority, but an impeachment requires 75%. So I thought that they should just match, seeing how you want the best interest of the club, you want at least three-quarters voting for your officers instead of just taking them out, instead of having a simple majority putting them into office.
Continue discussion. Do you have more to say, Mike?
Yeah, I just want to kind of reiterate what Tyler just said. It's I think it's something that's up to the club for how they want to run. So we don't have any set policy for how they need to do that, as far as I understand.
Continue discussion. Jonathan, do you have any more to say?
I was just gonna say that, and also, isn't that pretty standard procedure? It's easier to elect people in than it is to move them out. I'm pretty sure that's pretty standard.
We'll go to Tyler.
I mean, usually they do match.
Yeah,
Usually it's
that's
a
something
simple
like that.
majority to elect no matter what.
Right.
And usually, because in most situations, an impeachment of an officer position in a club is really just viewed as electing someone else to replace them, which would be still a majority vote.
So continue discussion on this, Matt.
My only concern in support of what Anthony's saying is that by this, 74% of a club could not want somebody to be in any one position and still be there.
Good. Reasonable point. So I mean, this continued discussion, if you guys want, send it back to the committee or try to make a change before approving it. That's also something, Mark?
Well, out of perspective, I believe it is, 2/3 or 3/4. I think it's 3/4 required to expel any member from an officer position in the Senate. So like next week when we get to our impeachment trial, it's going to be a 75%. Or it's 2/3. I just think about that. More than that.
I mean, continue discussion, otherwise I'll go to Cal, but we'll go to the Vaughn first. You want to give it to Cal on that? All right.
Thank you. I would suggest if you make any changes, make them now because they've been waiting a long time to get their constitution approved. It's been in the CMP committee for a couple of weeks at least. So just keep that in mind.
That's fine. So I mean,
It's as long as their constitution lines up with our general what our general guidelines and constitution bylaws committee is set up and what Robert's rules dictates. I don't see we should be able to run their club. It's our place to decide how they want to run their club. So with that, I move the previous question.
Second.
all those in favor of moving the previous question, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All those in favor of approving the Constitution of the Stevens Institute of Technology Armenian Club, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? So motion passes, the Constitution is ratified, I guess, approved. Club exists. No, they're new. All right, so we'll continue with new business. Sean.
Motion to approve the investment club constitution.
And here's the investment club constitution. Nine Cat's still here. Look at that one, that's a hedgehog. That's an eye. Some sort of ant, I would imagine. Okay, so discussion on this new constitution. Sean?
Is there going to be a conflict because the Stevens Nine Club already goes by SIC? Can I defer to the CMG, to Danielle?
I'm going to defer to Kel,
we already have an SIC.
who told me that it's okay.
It doesn't really matter, it's just an acronym.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys want to change the order of what they call it to the investment club of Stevens.
Continued discussion, Devon.
I think it does matter, because especially when you have, like almost every club refers to their own club in shorthand and acronyms. We definitely don't want confusions in advertisement between the Italian club and the investment club.
All right.
Especially when you guys get budgets too, normally the file just has a connection. Make your life easier.
I would like to just make a statement as a senator, because I am one still. I've never called the Stevens Italian Club the SIC, and I'm certainly not going to call the Stevens Investment Club the SIC either. They're going to be called the Investment Club and the Italian Club. And I think that's the way we've done their budgets in the past too. Can we maybe look up a previous agenda? I'll try to look one up. I'm almost positive we've never used a shorthand before for either clubs. But continue discussion.
I'm pretty sure when we're sent the budgets, even though we refer to them in person by the name, they're under their.
Continue discussion. Danielle.
Motion to change the acronym to STIC instead of SIC. I don't know.
So I'm sorry, I was on the wrong. Can you clarify?
Stevens Tech Investment, STIC.
So can we get a second on her motion? You got it, I'm sorry, I apologize. So we're now, come on, give me a break. I was talking to Mark. So we'll continue on discussion on that motion. How do you guys feel about that? Devon?
I think you should refer it to committee and let the club themselves come up with a different acronym.
Although I do like the name STIC or STIC or whatever you want to call it, I do agree with Devon. I think we should let them decide what to call it. Just tell them they can't call it SIC because there's already that acronym being used.
I'm gonna go with Tyler first.
I move to defer this motion to committee.
Second.
That's something we can just do, right? We don't have to vote on
It's
that.
majority.
Majority vote? Thanks. Tyler.
You go, Tyler.
So, all's in favor of deferring this motion?
Oh, wait. Are there any representatives here?
No. Anthony?
I'd like to make a point that I still think that the last point that I made for the meeting club was much more valid than having them change their name. I think Kel said that they've been working on it really long. This is the same amount of time. I think it's kind of silly to refer back to committee for a name change, and we didn't do something like that for voting in quorum. So I'm personally going to vote against it. I think you guys should do that too.
We were kind of in the voting thing.
Is there anybody here from the?
Is it? There's no one here.
Point of order.
We don't even know who's
Voting right now.
I'm gonna hit the gavel. Tyler made a motion. Did he have a second?
Yes.
So now we have to vote on it, or we're in discussion on that. So, no, we're good to go then. Yes. Anthony, we're in discussion on his motion. Send it to committee. Sean.
Let's say if they were here, then they'd be able to answer the question, but since they're not, it would be more I think it would be more beneficial for them if we ask them through the committee what they want to change it to, than just come up with acronyms based on what we think it should be.
Olivia?
We're just changing the acronym. We're not changing the name of the club.
Yeah.
Sorry, the acronym.
John? Then Anthony.
Yeah, we're just changing the acronym. They've been waiting a long time. This is kind of a simple solution. They can change it later if they really, really, really care about their acronym.
Can I just ask for a clarification from, I guess, either Owen or Jacob, because they're more heavy on the org sync than the rest of us? Is this acronym like an auto-populated thing that you need to have, every organization have an acronym for the purpose of these documents?
Yeah,
So like this is
so
something
like
that we
SIC
declare?
is what their portal is named.
Okay. And now is this something that in the past has been automatically declared by OrgSync or the cabinet when their portals are created? Or is this something that we give them an
I
opportunity
think it's just
to
something
do?
we give them. I mean, their acronym honestly isn't, I don't see it.
It's not worth discussion, is what you're
Clubs
saying.
to decide.
So that's a cabinet clarification on the matter. Continue discussion. We're gonna go Matt and Devon and Danielle.
I think that the acronym isn't that big a deal, and if it is, it's on them to realize they shouldn't be advertising as SIC, because somebody else is already that, so I think we can just do this and then get them their constitution back, so they can start proposing.
Devon.
I think then the best solution, because I still think it's bad to have two clubs referred to the same acronym, is just to strike the herein referred to as SIC and then approve the Constitution. So then they have the Constitution, then if they want an acronym later, they can just pick a different one.
That's not, that purpose of that is for shorthand in the document itself. So you can't strike something like that.
I see.
You make the document invalid. So we'll go to Danielle.
Previous question.
Second.
All in favor of the previous discussion, say aye. So, all those opposed? This is for tabling it, or for sending it back to committee. So, all those in favor of sending the motion to change the name or the acronym of the organization back to committee? All those in favor of doing that, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
So, motion is not passed. We'll continue on discussion of the entire Constitution, no changes. So, continue discussion. Anthony?
No, you
I
still
think-
have a motion to.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's right. So motion for the name. So that's where we're at now. So we're back where we were in terms of the motion to change the acronym. Sean?
I mean, we shouldn't really, it should be the club deciding what their acronym of their document should be. So it's not really I feel like it's not really our place to start coming up with fun acronyms for them.
Just because I haven't been to a budget meeting before, does it make it that much of a confusion if two clubs have SIC? Yes.
We're gonna get cabinet clarification on that one.
We actually can't have two clubs have SIC, like where OrgSync is set up, we can't. Also, again, acronyms, like this isn't us telling them how they have to brand their club, like this is just what we're gonna call them in official documents.
In a website.
This is, I don't understand this conversation.
David Paulty just called me, he said steak is fine, so.
So, Matt?
I think we're better off just giving this back to them.
Can I just rescind my motion?
No.
No, you really can't do that. Technically you can.
Technically, I
No,
can.
if
It's
you're in the
my
motion, we're in
motion.
discussion now on the motion, so she has to close, we have to close.
No, I made the motion, so I can rescind it.
No, it's specifically in the bylaws that you can't do that.
Yeah,
Sorry for cutting you off, Matt.
it's fine.
Continue.
I think this is silly and we should just get this back to them. If they have a problem, they can change it and come back to us. So move the previous question.
Second.
Okay, so all those in favor of moving the previous question, please say aye. All those opposed? Okay, so this is the motion right now, which was to change the acronym of the organization. Not in the document, the acronym for it on org sync and no discussion as an organization, right?
Well, in the document and then also.
Alright,
Why can't we
alright, so in the document,
It's their constitution.
so that's the motion that we're discussing. Alright, so that's the motion we're voting now. So all those in favor of changing the acronym in this proposed constitution from SIC to STIC, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? There's only one, so the motion passes. So now we're back to discussion on the Constitution as a whole with this new acronym, STIC. Discussion on the Constitution as a whole. Anybody? We're gonna do Matt then Sean.
As long as that's changed in all instances of it, in the previous question.
Second.
All in favor of the previous question, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All those in favor of approving the Constitution for the Stevens Institute of Technology Investment Club as it currently stands with the acronym change from SIC to STIC, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
I just like to raise the point that, like, we can't change it in the Constitution. We can only change it how we call it.
You could change.
No,
ours
because
and
we're
ours.
still
That's
voting
what
on
I,
the Constitution.
that's what I thought, and I tried to do, but the cabinet said that we.
You could change
We
it.
can't change their Constitution.
It's every other group.
That's why we're
Well,
voting.
technically, this isn't a constitution, it's just a document that we're going to approve as a constitution, so we can
Yeah, but
change it, but
We don't have the authority to.
No, yeah, we do.
We don't have the authority to determine their constitution. We only have the authority to grant them the status of RSO.
The Constitution and Bylaws Committee has the authority
Yeah.
to review all constitutions of all organizations.
Yeah, but in our constitution, it says that the Senate only has the authority to grant status to RSO.
Not in our bylaws.
Needs to be discussed during discussion, not now.
I mean, yeah, we should probably, because the motion passed and it's all done, we can save that to discussion, but valid point, if you want to bring it up for discussion. Otherwise, we're in new business, so we have to continue with new business items. So,
Let's get it.
right, that makes sense?
Yeah, let's
Okay,
get it.
so new business.
Let's finish up.
Who wants to do what next?
Second.
We're in discussion on that, but I'll see time to.
I would say, point of clarification, that's actually not SITTV, it's Technique.
Technique.
Yeah.
It says SITTV.
Yeah.
It's a SITTV charge, but it's for Technique.
It's fine, we opened it, because on the line item it says
Yeah, I was
CTV
just
in it,
thinking
so that's fine, you read the line item. So I'm okay with going into that. Discussion on this. Do we have a representative from Technique?
I have him here if we need that. He's my roommate.
Alright, that's fine. And we have a representative from CTV, so discussion on this budget. Does anybody need any clarification on discussion, Kristen?
I think it's fine, I think it's kinda cool that they're actually recording it, and I'm excited to go to this event. I'm moved to the special.
I'm gonna actually, if we can entertain, Tyler has something to say about this.
Yeah, I mean, I just have a quick point. I'm not sure exactly how much it affects this discussion, but SITTV isn't like actually contracted to film this yet, and we haven't actually issued an invoice to Technique. So this number is probably right, but I just wanted to point out that like this hasn't been officialized. I don't know whether there's any process like that.
Well, that's fine, because the way it works is like, we're gonna allot them that money.
And then
If they don't spend it, it just rolls back in anyway,
That's
so
what I
that's outside. So, she motioned, we seconded it, so. All those in favor of moving the previous question, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All those in favor of approving the Stevens Technique budget request for SITTV recording at their next Best Dance Crew event, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion passes. Continued new business. for dinner. No notes, no comments. Discussion, Anthony.
Yeah, so I remember we spent a amount of money on this when we budgeted to them, so looks like they just forgot to budget for wait staff, so I think it looks good.
Continued discussion. Kristen.
Second.
All those in favor of moving the previous question, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All those in favor of approving the additional funding request for the National Society of Black Engineers for their business etiquette dinner, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Say nay. Motion passes. We'll continue now. Any item, new business. Tyler.
Move to approve the ASCE additional funding request.
Second.
Discussion on the budget. Discussion at all. Scroll down a little bit. There are comments. So continue discussion on this event. Comes out to a total of $280. Questions, concerns, motions to previous question, entertained. Matt.
This is a separate event, right?
Side
How many events do they?
Let me check. This puts us at 5.
Sean is a representative from the organization. So continued discussion puts us at 5 events. It is a separate event.
Yes.
Matt.
Move to previous question.
All those in favor of moving the previous question, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All those in favor of approving the additional funding request for the American Society of Civil Engineers, the purchase director sets for an event, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Continued new items, new business. We got all of them. Any other items you want to bring up for new business? If not, we'll move to discussion. Discussion now, Danielle.
Did you guys ever get the thing fixed? Like, I know I just saw Alyssa Antropo's name on the bottom of that budget as a reviewer.
Yeah, I actually did that the other day. I believe it's on.
So
Okay.
this is all pre that.
Yeah, it's because when I exported the PDFs, it was before that, but I actually deleted all of them.
Cool, thank you.
Continued discussion items. Things that we told you were discussion from during before. If anyone wants to bring this stuff back up. All right, discussion to Cal.
Just a reminder, if you haven't already written down your availability this week, do that.
Continued discussion. I mean, we haven't been here an hour yet, so is there anything you guys want to talk about? We should try to use time. Tyler.
I mean, I know I think I mentioned this briefly with Calvin, a couple of people like a number of weeks ago. But yeah, about the the silk screening club room. It's currently not doing anything.
We actually went down there with Daniel the other day to check it out. I think we're either gonna try and sell the equipment or just get rid of it. And then we're gonna try and, going forward, initiative is we're gonna try and put lockers in that room, use it as a storage space for RSOs. So that's something we'll try and get the ball rolling on soon and get it sold with the next cabinet out.
Yeah, we're also looking into converting some of the unused offices, like on the second floor, into like kind of like locker rooms for all the RSOs to use.
Continued discussion. Continued discussion. Matt.